Okay, picture this. You're not in a boat, you're not in a plane, but you are just hovering effortlessly right above the water.
Like something out of a movie.
Totally. Propelled by these powerful jets of water, you can twist, turn, dive like a dolphin.
And then shoot right back up.
Yeah. It sounds like pure sci-fi, doesn't it? But it's actually real. It's happening now. Okay, let's dive into this. Today, we're doing a deep dive on waterfly technology. You probably know it as hydroflight, maybe flyboarding?
Flyboarding is the common one.
Right. And it's this incredible innovation that lets people levitate, maneuver way above the water surface.
All powered by high-pressure water jets. It's pretty ingenious.
And what's really wild to me is how recent it is. Invented, what, 2011? By Frankie Zapata, a French watercraft writer.
Yeah, just over a decade ago, which is, not long at all in tech terms.
Seriously. And it's already making such big waves.
Well, that's what's truly fascinating and what our sources really dig into, how fast it moved beyond its initial purpose.
Which was what, just extreme sports?
Pretty much. A thrill ride, a recreational thing. But it's expanded, significantly. We're looking at applications now that go way beyond fun.
Okay, like what?
Things like rescue operations, believe it or not, military trials even, and large-scale entertainment shows. It's quite the jump.
Wow. Okay, so our mission for you listening is basically to give you that shortcut, to get you really well informed about this whole innovation.
Yeah, from the science underneath it all to how it's used in the real world and, what might be coming next. We'll cut through the noise.
All right, let's start with the big question then. How on earth does someone actually fly on water?
Right.
What's the secret sauce?
It's less secret sauce, maybe, and more just clever engineering based on a pretty standard principle.
Okay.
The power, the propulsion, it actually comes from a personal watercraft, like a jet ski.
Ah, okay. So the jet ski is involved.
Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
The flyboard connects to the PWC with this long, flexible hose, usually, 50, maybe 60 feet long?
Got it.
And that hose is the key. It redirects the PWC engine's water jet thrust.
Instead of shooting out the back of the jet ski.
Exactly. It sends it to nozzles right under the user's feet on the board. And some models have handheld stabilizers too, also shooting water for extra control.
Huh. So you're basically hijacking a jet ski's power to make a personal water rocket pack.
Yeah.
That's actually brilliant.
It's a very clever repurposing of existing tech. Yeah.
So what are the core parts making that connection work? Is it just point and shoot downwards?
It's pretty much that simple in concept, yeah. The key bits are straightforward. You've got the flyboard platform itself. That's where your feet are strapped in, kind of like a wakeboard.
Right, with the main jets underneath.
Exactly. Then you have that high-pressure hose, the lifeline back to the PWC. And crucially, the PWC throttle system.
How's that controlled?
It can be managed manually, so someone else on the jet ski controls your height. Or for more advanced riders, they use a wireless remote themselves.
So they control their own altitude.
Yeah, adjust the water pressure. And then you have those optional stabilizer jets for, fine-tuning balance and movement.
And the science behind it, just pushing water down hard.
Fundamentally, yes. It all boils down to Newton's third law. Action-reaction.
Okay.
You force that pressurized water down through the nozzles, that's the action. The equal and opposite reaction is the force lifting the rider straight up.
It's amazing how you can take such a basic physics principle and create something so dynamic. It's gravity-defying, really.
It is pretty cool to see in action.
But tech never sits still, does it? This stuff was born in 2011. How's it evolved since those first, maybe clunky prototypes?
Oh, it's been a really rapid climb, almost like the riders themselves. Back in the early days, say 2011 to 2013.
Yeah?
You had very basic flyboards. They couldn't go super high, and you needed that second person for the throttle, manual control.
Right, less independence.
Definitely. Then, maybe 2014 to 2016, that's when we saw a big leap. Wireless remote controls came in.
The game changer you mentioned.
Totally. Gave the rider real autonomy. And the balance mechanisms got better, too, making it, a bit more stable, easier to handle.
Okay, so it got easier to use. What came next?
Well, from about 2017 to 2019, the focus shifted. Better maneuverability was key, making those spins and flips smoother, more controlled.
Getting more acrobatic?
Exactly. Plus, integrated safety harnesses became more common, built right in, and using lighter materials, stronger stuff.
And now, 2020 onwards.
Now we're getting into some really futuristic stuff. Things like AI integration
AI for what?
for stabilization,
Mm.
helping to balance the board automatically. Also,
Yeah.
wearable sensors tracking performance data. And there's even research, serious research, into autonomous flight systems.
Wow. Autonomous. Like no rider. Or just easier riding.
More like making it much easier to ride, maybe even self-flying capabilities down the line. It's really pushing boundaries.
Incredible progress in just over a decade. But, for most people hearing about this, it sounds like a rich person's toy.
Yeah.
Pure thrill-seeking.
Right. That's the common perception.
So what are we missing? Where is this tech actually landing in the real world, beyond just fun rides?
And that's where it gets really interesting, beyond the initial wow factor. Recreational use is still huge, obviously, especially in water sports hubs. Think Dubai, Miami, the French Riviera.
Southeast Asia, too, I bet.
Absolutely. Rented out a lot with coastal tourism packages. But its uses have really branched out, sometimes in pretty surprising ways.
Okay, hit me with the surprises.
Well, first, there's a serious competitive hydroflight sports scene. Global events like Hydrofest, the Flyboard World Cup.
Ex-Dubai Championships, I think I've seen clips of that.
Yeah. The athletes do these insane acrobatic routines, spins, backflips, controlled dives. It's become a real spectacle sport.
Okay, that makes sense. But you mentioned other things.
Right. Then you get into early trials by military forces, the French, the UK military. They've looked into it.
Military, for what, boarding ships?
Potentially, yeah. Rapid marine insertions, or think about agile, quick access units for water rescues. Getting someone to a spot boats can't reach easily or quickly, that really broadens the scope.
Wow, military and rescue.
Mm.
I genuinely wouldn't have pictured that from, what looks like a super fun water toy.
It definitely shifts the perspective.
And I guess I have seen it in big shows sometimes,
Hmm.
like water spectacle.
Exactly. Entertainment is another big one. Hydroflight performers are staples in major stunt shows now. They make these dramatic entrances at opening ceremonies. You mentioned Dubai Expo. It's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Adds this unique futuristic flair to marine parades and things like that. It's just visually stunning, captures attention immediately.
Okay, that makes sense. It is incredibly visual.
But, all this talk of flying high, doing flips, it brings up a really crucial point. Safety.
Right. Good point.
Like any advanced activity like this, it raises that important question. What are the risks involved? And how do you even manage them when someone's like 50 feet up on a column of water?
Yeah, that's a critical thing to address. You're talking potential falls from, 20 to 50 feet. That sounds, frankly, terrifying.
It can be, yeah. That's the most obvious risk.
What else? What are the dangers beyond just falling?
Yeah.
And what safety measures are actually in place?
Well, beyond falls, there's the risk of water inhalation. Maybe even drowning if a rider isn't trained or equipped properly, or if they panic after a fall.
Okay.
You've also got potential for equipment malfunction, maybe the hose, the PWC connection,
Right.
or PWC operator error if it's manually controlled.
Right.
And of course, collisions, hitting boats, docks, other fixed structures, especially if you're not in a designated area. Open water can be busy.
So how do they counter all that?
There are some pretty standard mitigation measures. Life jackets, helmets, wetsuits, those are mandatory pretty much everywhere. Reduces injury impact, helps with buoyancy.
Makes sense.
And the importance of trained supervision, certified instructors, that's huge. They assess the conditions, they guide the new users, they know the emergency procedures.
So having an expert there is key.
Absolutely critical, especially at first. And finally, setting up designated restriction zones, keeping flyboarders away from boat traffic, swimmers, hazards. That creates a much safer bubble to operate in.
Okay, those safety protocols seem pretty comprehensive. Good to hear. So switching gears a bit, let's talk brass tacks.
Yeah.
Is this just a cool niche activity, or is there like a real industry building up around it? What's the market look like?
It's definitely moved beyond just a niche toy. The global market for Hydroflight was estimated around, I think, $35 million back in 2023.
35 million. For something invented just over 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable, right, how quickly it carved out that kind of value. And the forecasts are strong, too.
What are they projecting?
A compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of somewhere between 7 and 9% projected out to 2030. That's, solid growth for such a young field.
That's definitely significant growth.
Yeah.
So who are the main companies involved, the big players grabbing pieces of this pie?
Well, you've got the originator, Zapata, racing from France, still very key. Then there's Flydive from the U.S., and DA-Fi Waterflight, based out in the UAE. Those are some of the prominent names.
Okay. And where's the growth happening? geographically?
We're seeing a lot of potential in Southeast Asia, Australia. The Caribbean seems ripe for it too, and even parts of Eastern Europe.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Places with coastlines and tourism.
Exactly. Areas with strong coastal tourism and a growing appetite for, unique water sports and experiences.
So what kind of businesses are popping up around this?
It translates into some clear opportunities. Flyboard rental franchises are a big one. Specialized hydroflight training schools teaching people how to actually do it safely and well. And event-based performances. Hiring teams for shows, parties, that kind of thing draws big crowds.
That's really insightful, especially seeing the business angle and where it might grow next.
Yeah.
But, with any cutting-edge tech that's growing fast, there got to be challenges, right? Hurdles.
Oh, absolutely. It's not all smooth sailing. Or smooth flying, I guess.
Huh. Right. So what are the main difficulties?
A big one, and maybe the trickiest, is regulatory hurdles. Because this tech operates on the water, but also in the air.
It falls between categories.
Exactly. It often lands in this weird gray area between maritime law and sometimes even aviation rules.
Yeah.
And those laws can vary wildly from country to country, even region to region. That makes global expansion complicated.
Yeah. Dealing with different regulations everywhere sounds like a potential nightmare. What else is holding it back? Cost? Skill?
Oof, both of those, definitely. The equipment cost is high. For a board plus the necessary PWC, you're looking at, what, $10,000 to $15,000 easily?
Oof. Yeah, that prices out most individuals for personal ownership.
Right, which leads to the skill barrier. It's not something you just hop on and master in 5 minutes. It takes real training, practice.
So not super beginner friendly.
Not immediately, no.
Yeah.
Which limits that casual walk up and try it appeal to some extent. And then finally, there are the environmental concerns.
The PWC connection again.
Yeah. Right now, most setups rely on those traditional gas-powered PWCs. So you've got emissions, noise pollution, factors the industry really needs to tackle, especially as it gets bigger and faces more scrutiny.
Those are definitely significant challenges, especially regulatory and environmental ones.
Mm.
So looking ahead then, connecting all these dots, what's next? What's on the horizon in terms of R&D that might, overcome some of these issues?
The future actually looks pretty exciting, pretty dynamic. A major push directly hitting that environmental point is electric flyboards.
Okay, battery powered.
Exactly. Lots of R&D going into battery propulsion systems. Quieter, cleaner, that could be a huge step.
That'd be a game changer, yeah. What else?
We're also seeing real progress in AI-based stabilization, those self-balancing systems we touched on earlier.
Right, making it easier to learn.
Yeah, the goal is to seriously cut down the learning curve, make it more accessible, less intimidating for new users. That could broaden the market quite a bit.
Electric power, AI balancing. What about getting rid of the hose altogether? Is that feasible?
That's kind of the holy grail, isn't it? And we're seeing moves towards drone flyboard hybrids.
Like using drone tech for independent flight.
Precisely. Moving completely beyond needing that PWC tether. Zapata himself has already demonstrated things like the Flyboard Air, which is completely untethered, uses jet engines. It's still very experimental, very high-end, but it shows the direction things could go.
Wow. Actual personal flight over water.
It's getting closer. And one more thing, VR integration.
Virtual reality, how does that fit in?
Think virtual overlays while you're flying, maybe for training simulations or creating these incredibly immersive, almost game-like experiences out on the water, adding another layer to it all.
Okay, so recapping all this, looking back at everything we've unpacked, what's the core takeaway for listeners about waterfly technology?
I think fundamentally it's this amazing blend of engineering, sports science, and just pure entertainment value. It offers this genuinely futuristic feeling, blurring that line, like you said, between flying and swimming.
Yeah.
And while today, yeah, it's mostly a high-end recreational thing, the innovation happening now, it could seriously expand its role into public safety, maybe even specialized mobility in water environments. It really shows how fast a niche idea can mature and find wider purpose.
It's fascinating. So the future really hinges on balancing things, doesn't it? Pushing the performance, locking down the safety, and tackling that environmental impact.
That seems to be the critical path forward, yes.
Which leaves us with a thought for you, the listener. How do you see that balance playing out? If they nail the electric tech, the AI, the safety, what new possibilities could that unlock for how we interact with our rivers, lakes, and oceans? Something to think about.